Hi everyone, I'm Caine and I'm a partner at Goodwin Procter, and I've got the pleasure to be sitting down today with Shakil Kahn, who is the head of special projects at Path. Good to see you. Good to see you, Shak.
And you.
So Shak, what is Path?
So Path is a mobile-only social network, private journal, online journal. You know, there's a lot of names people give it. But ultimately, it's a mobile application limited to 150 friends. And what we've tried building is a platform or a solution where you can share moments, thoughts, musics, videos with close friends and family. So, you know, Facebook built the cities, we're building the town squares. If Facebook built the towns, we're building the dining rooms. It's a very private experience with up to 150 people.
Yeah.
So it tends to be a lot of family members, it tends to be partners, it tends to be very close, real friends rather than acquaintances.
You left Spotify, you went to join Path. There was obviously something there that you felt you had to go do because you didn't have to leave Spotify. What was it?
So I think there's two parts to that. Spotify is now a 700-person company with, I believe, 14 offices around the world. And part of my job, which I was explaining earlier, the needle moving has been done. There's not so much more I could do which would significantly move the needle. And there are probably people much better suited who I have tried hiring or hired and brought into those roles who can help this company take it to the next level of hundreds of millions of users. With Path, it was a similar feeling that when I saw the product, I fell in love with the product. I think that is one. Two, it's the future as far as I'm concerned. It's mobile only. And the team there is great. And you know, there's a reason why Dave Morin, our founder, left Facebook to go and set this up, because he obviously understands how Facebook works. And you know, not to say Facebook is wrong, because they've done an absolute amazing job, and Path wouldn't be here today if Facebook hadn't launched. It's just a natural evolvement. But I think, you know, dealing with the relationships, the one thing I found was my Facebook account consists of close to 1,500 people. Are they my real friends? No, because it's impossible to have 1,500 real friends. A lot of them are actually acquaintances. And then the next step is, do I want to be sharing pictures which are personal to me of my family or my mother or my nieces with 1,500 people who I don't even necessarily know? And they probably aren't interested in seeing those pictures of me. They're probably more interested in seeing a link to a Forbes article about an entrepreneur. So it's a different mechanism. And this was where I could share what I'm doing, and I could share with people who I would like to think have a genuine interest in knowing where I am or who I'm with or what I'm thinking. So is it the future? I think there's going to be a place for everything, but the combination of mobile and the closeness is what intrigued me to look at it more. And the more time I spent with them, I said, okay, you know, I think this is a company which, one, is going places, but secondly, which I can help get to where it wants to be faster and smarter.
What the heck is the head of special projects? What is that title?
So, you know, it's an interesting self-given title. It means everything from dealing with the janitors to dealing with the VCs to dealing with everything that is associated with what I would call the greater good of the company. Things which need doing, which every CEO would like to do himself, but doesn't necessarily have the time to do himself. So call it trusted right-hand man, call it consigliere. You can call it whatever you like, but ultimately it's fighting for the greater good. So it's not necessarily reporting into a team, but more reporting into the founders and the board and being their eyes and ears on the ground, and you know, just being able to move very, very quickly without political bureaucracy.
So that sounds like about as good a job as I can imagine having.
So it has its good sides and it has its bad side. The good side is you do your job properly.
Right.
It benefits the company, it benefits the shareholders, benefits the employees, but you don't actually get any credit for it. The bad part is you take an initiative and you do it, and it goes wrong, and everyone points the finger at you going, hey, it was a special projects initiative.
It's like being a baseball manager. You get all the blame and none of the credit.
Absolutely. However, having been an entrepreneur, the one thing I am not here looking for is self-gratification. I took the role, and previously at Spotify as well, because I fundamentally believe in the founders who I'm working with, and I believe in the vision of their company, and my role is to help them execute their vision. So it's do more stuff faster.
Yeah. And so what you've described is really interesting, and I want to drill down into it a little bit because, I'll call you or email you one day you're in London, then, next week you're in Hong Kong, and then you're out here telling me let's get together and have a drink. What does a typical day for Shakil Kahn look like? Or is there a typical day?
A lot of meetings with a lot of people. And not meetings just for the sake of doing it, but meetings with the most relevant people. So it could be a tech blogger or influencer in, say, Jakarta, to somebody who we would like to hire, versus a company who's doing amazing stuff, not necessarily in the tech space that we could learn from, to going out and looking at other similar products where I spend time downloading the local products, and possibly meeting people on the ground who are in a certain territory who can give me local knowledge. I think we live in a global world, but you have to act local, and I think the biggest impact I have working for Path is being able to be on the ground in remote locations at a very fast speed, but then also being able to translate this back to head office. I think the most relevant thing there is, there is no such thing as an international expert because you physically can't do it. My attitude is I'm just slightly less ignorant than everyone else, and that comes from meeting people from various walks of life in various countries, because fundamentally people are what make the world go round.
Yeah. Are you having fun?
I'm having great fun.
That's awesome. So, hey, Shaq, I really appreciate you coming out here and spending the time with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Really great and great insightful stuff. And we're looking forward to doing more of these types of interviews and posting them on the Founders Workbench.